Hi GALZ!
Welcome back to GALZ, a YouTube channel. Thank you all for watching our last videos. We were loving them, making them, loving creating content. We asked you guys to send us in your nastiest, most truthful, and from your gut assumptions about us on Instagram and on Tumblr.
We wanted to set the record straight to see if your assumptions are correct, shall we?
Yes.
Okay, so we have them on our phone. So we're going to go through ones first that we got on Instagram.
Yeah, Instagram. Okay, who wants to start? Will I start?
You start there, boo-boo.
Okay. Uneducated about feminism. I'm so sorry. I love you though. This is just an assumption. You would assume wrong, I would think. I was a mage feminist back in the day and I've read it all, hon, and sorry I don't agree with you. Don't hate me.
Well, I mean, we're aware of obviously the history and like that it was a necessary movement. We just literally don't like using the phrase as is now in modern day feminism just as an attachment of ourselves. We realised that it was a necessary movement, that it was so beneficial, that we wouldn't probably have a job if it didn't happen. However, we just don't want to slap the label on ourselves as it stands today.
And that's it.
That's all, babies.
Next one, hon.
Lindsay, you had sex with less than 20 people. I'm not someone who counts my intercourse people amounts so much, but I assume it probably is more.
I'd say more than 20.
I'm 32, you know.
Shit gets around.
I'm busy. I was busy.
Jenny is the bad influence in the friendship and Lindsay is the good one.
What do you think about that?
I don't know.
I would disagree.
I don't think either of us are a bad influence.
Yeah, probably not.
It
depends what mood either of us in. Sometimes
Yeah.
you're more in the mood to like, come on, let's do this, and sometimes I am, so it just depends.
Yeah. We egg each other on, and if one of us is being a boring old bat, the other one usually gives her a smack across the ego. But I don't think there's one bad influence or the other. To be honest, we're both bad.
We're both bad girls. You were both outsiders in school or college.
I was a little bit in school, not so much in college, but not really an outsider. I guess I've talked about it before, but I wasn't like part of the jock crew, but I had my own little crew.
I wouldn't have been maybe an outsider, but I was a weirdo in school, but I was accepted somehow. But I still think even now that I've been out of school for so long, and college, I would still be considered the weirdo. I'm like the village weirdo.
You're like a likable weirdo though. That, yeah, she's the weirdo that everyone likes.
So, thank you.
Jenny is the type to put soap on her hands before wetting them. I put this in here because I'm like, there's another way of putting soap on your hands. Of course, if it's soap on my hands when they're dry, then turn the tap on and then wash them.
So hold on, you're holding the soap with the...
No, it's a pump.
Yeah, I would do that.
Like dry, I go in, pump.
And then mix the water to emulsify the soap.
And then other hand picks up the water tap, and then I wash it. So yeah, very interesting. I didn't know some of y'all be pre-wetting your hands.
Yeah, because then, well, you know, you do you.
Yeah.
Proud of you. Jenny's the more responsible of the two of you and bossier.
I'm definitely bossier.
And I'd say we're more responsible.
I guess. Depends on what definition.
The definition that responsible means, I do imagine.
Do you think you're irresponsible?
Probably, yeah. Well, not irresponsible, but like I wouldn't be as organised, responsible for those kind of things.
Okay, yeah. And I'm bossier, yeah. That's a complete correct read. Jenny has an earth sign moon and Lindsay has a fire sign moon. I don't know what your moon is yet, but I actually have a fire moon. I have a Leo moon. I would guess that you have like an Aries moon.
Okay.
I would guess we're both fire moons.
I'm not a horoscope, I'm just a horoscope. Lol. No, I'm not really a horoscope kind of gal.
Yeah.
So
she doesn't be known, but I will find out one of these days.
One of these days. You both want to get engaged within the next few years. Sure, why not?
Sure, why not?
I wouldn't mind the content.
I would like to
ring.
be constantly like this.
I mean, I've been engaged.
Yeah.
So
we've never been like engaged.
I've never been engaged as in like this is a happy time. Yeah, I wouldn't mind.
But we'd have to match.
It'd be fab as both and
just
like the YouTube with the ring.
We got like engaged gals.
Engaged.
Oh,
this is long.
This is long. Jenny is jealous that Lindsay has more followers. Yes. No. It's
She
grand.
cries about it.
It's fine. Lindsay's followers end up being my followers at some point.
I share the following. Very generous. Okay, now we're going to go into
There's one more.
Oh, was there?
I'd assume that you're pretty judgmental by nature. This was to me, and yes.
Yeah.
You're right. I probably am quite judgmental by nature, but I'm woman enough to admit it. A lot of people out there try and say, I'm not judgmental. We're all judgmental, but I definitely am quite judgmental.
So we got a lot of those that were like judgmental upon first impression, or you can be judgy when you're first meeting someone. I think I'm not when I first meet people, but then I will like once I get a like read on someone's personality, that's when my judgment comes out.
Lindsay's like an eternal optimist with people, and I'm an eternal cynic, so we kind of balance each other out. Like Lindsay always sees people as being really, really nice, which is great because it makes me cop the fuck on and stop being such a judgmental bitch. But I always, not that I always see the bad in people, but I always kind of would be second guessing some people's motives, and that can sometimes make Lindsay be like, oh yeah, they did do that. So we're a good read together.
We are. Together is better.
So now we're going to move on to our Tumblr questions, which were anonymous. And dear God, does the term anonymous make people send whatever the fuck they want?
So how did it make you feel? Because we got a few like harsh as frig ones, you know, some reads that is like, oh, I do that. I don't know.
See, I don't mind the assumptions where I'm like those ones where you're judgmental. I'm like, yeah, I can see how you think that. The ones that I don't like are ones where they always pit me and Lindsay against each other. Like some people seem to want me and Lindsay to secretly hate each other.
A lot of the questions were like, or assumptions were like, oh, you're fighting behind the scenes, or there's tension on the podcast. Like, and I'm not sure if it's because we're two women, or if when there's two people presenting something that will always kind of be.
Yeah, and I think it might also be that you and I are not afraid to disagree with each other. Yeah. So people see that as like
that it carries on.
Yeah,
like if we have a disagreement or different views on the podcast, that then when we finally stop podcasting, we're like, like the two married couple in Father Ted.
Yes.
It's like, everything's great. The door shuts and they're like,
and that's why I think they think behind the scenes it's worse than on the podcast, even though like. Where if me and Lindsay ever disagree in the podcast, it kind of ends there. But the ones that kind of affect me most are those ones, or the ones where I'm just like Lindsay gets a lot of hate, definitely more hate than I do on like Facebook groups. But I'm like, whatever, they're just like losers at home sat on their computer who don't know you. But when it's like from people who listen to the podcast and they're being like, Jenny's an annoying cunt.
You did not get that.
I basically did.
No, she didn't.
A few times. I'm like, oh my God, these are people who actually listen to my podcast content that I put 3 years worth of work into. And
but we asked.
I didn't ask them to hate me.
I know, but assumptions are kind of like, I think the worst, like what do you assume? I think that garners some like...
Some of them were opinions, not assumptions.
Yeah.
Some of them were just like, Jenny's really rude and cuts down Lindsay.
Thanks for standing up for me, girl.
So let's get into Tumblr.
Okay, Tumblr. Your sex lives aren't as crazy as you make them out to be. I thought that was funny.
That's funny.
I mean, I don't know if we talk about sex a lot as a point for content and stuff on the podcast. It's like a big talking point. We love to discuss it. We always will. I don't know.
I don't think we make our sex lives out to be that crazy. I've been, like, before this relationship that I'm in now, I was in like a long ass relationship. So, I mean, I've been having sex with 2 people for the past, 7 years. Not in tandem. But any past experiences we talk about, they're true. I can't make that shit up.
No, we haven't made anything up, but I don't know, maybe because you're hearing us talk about sex in a condensed hour podcast, you might be thinking that we're having that much sex, but usually we're talking about sex that we've had over the course of years, or stories. Like, my sex life wouldn't be crazy at all.
We're both sleeping with one person each, so
yeah, and it's wonderful, and I'm satisfied. But yeah, I mean, maybe if that's crazy for you, what we discussed, maybe up your freaking sex craziness, because we are pretty chill. We're not that crazy. Yeah.
You both. I assume that you don't get easily embarrassed or blush. Yeah, I don't really get easily embarrassed. I will, however, like I don't get embarrassed in the moment, but I do get like delayed onset embarrassment where I'm like, what the hell was I doing? I get that like ball of shame, but I don't, at the time, I'm not a very embarrassed person.
I hate getting embarrassed, and I think I'm really obvious when I do get embarrassed because people are like, you're embarrassed.
I go this color.
I'm not. And then I'm more embarrassed. I do hate getting embarrassed. And I hate even being around people who get embarrassed. It's such an awkward thing because it's like you're nude in front of the Oval Office. You both started drinking at a very young age. I was 17. I just started drinking very close to my 18th birthday because I was so petrified of my mum and dad. So I think about 2 or 3 months before I turned 18, I started drinking.
I was drunk for the first time at 14.
Oh my god!
I know.
Child abuse, hon.
And then I didn't drink for a long time. I think I probably started getting drunk when I was about close to 17.
What was your first drink?
Like when I was 14?
Yeah.
And my friend was Bulgarian, and we went to her house party for her 14th or 15th birthday.
Yeah.
And her granny would make this like homemade plum kind of liqueur. And we drank the fucking shit out of that stuff.
Yeah, fuck you, granny.
Such a typical thing to get drunk off for the first time, like some sort of minging liqueur.
It's 11-11.
11-11, right? I assume you both don't earn more than 30k a year. You're wrong, bitch.
And you can see on our ex-GALZ, we keep everything quite open. We hide our income.
Our income is on ex-GALZ, and we obviously make money off our shows, but thankfully Lindsay and I are on track to make more than 30 grand in our first year of business.
We're doing well. Booyakasha.
And that's something you shouldn't begrudge us for, because we're business owners, bitch.
And we're female business owners.
Yeah, women. Oh, here's a juicy one. We got a lot of these ones, and we're going to clear the air.
Yeah, let's get the record straight for once and for all.
I'd say this was probably our most asked question.
Yeah.
Would you agree?
Probably.
That Jenny would prefer if Jimmy wasn't in the picture. I get the impression they don't like each other. No, you're wrong. I'm grand with Jimmy and Lindsay going out with whoever she wants once she is happy and healthy, and once the kids are happy. And me and Jimmy don't knock that on. We're grand. We don't really know each other, but like, because it's her fella.
Yeah, so, I mean, Evan and I were friends before Jenny and Evan got together, so that relationship was there. Do you know the way? And like, we also hung around as a trio, so that was always there.
We kind of worked together. We were in the same kind of work group, so we all became friends at the same time. But like, say for example,
but it was a natural thing because of like going to certain events. We'd see each other. Like sometimes when your friend is a boyfriend, like, I mean, I didn't know Michael that much because,
exactly.
Like,
I was about to say that.
Yeah, you have to kind of be like, let's do double dates.
Yeah,
those kind of more setup
and I'm
things.
not really into those.
No, they just seem a bit more.
Unless they're natural, they're just a bit like forced. But no, me and Jimmy, anytime I'm around Jimmy, he's great crack. I get on with him really well, and if Lindsay's happy, I'm happy. I think like any friend, when you get to a certain age, when you get to like 30, your friends go through so many lads and so many ups and downs, and really you just realize that like once your friend is fucking happy and not that you're crying yourself to sleep, but like not being really upset or not being having a lot of volatility in their lives, I think that is when you are happiest. That is when my life is at its calmest, when Lindsay's life is at its calmest. We work better, we hang out better together, so it's like a win-win for me. However, I will say Jimmy does still have me blocked on Instagram.
Let's sort that out.
Let's sort that. Jimmy, I'm calling you out, bitch.
Yes, he's crying.
You better Chromecast this.
Okay, I assume that Lindsay smells her used underwear out of curiosity, but Jenny doesn't. Thanks for that. So you think I'm dirty bitch?
And I'm a prude.
I mean, a prude to your own vaginal juice?
I take offense to this. Of course, I am very in tune with how my vagina smells.
And how does it? Like, when's your favourite time to smell? I love a good old period smell personally.
Do you? Oh
I
no.
just like. I mean, I don't love it. I'm not like, oh,
it's like
that
smelling
shit.
It's like smelling your own fart.
It's like smelling your own womb. Like that has come from my goddamn womb. I'm like, because the weird thing I love smelling my period is because when you have a baby and the water afterwards, like whatever, they have to fucking break the waters, or else they break organically. Mine were burst and like it smelled like period. And I was like, wow, that's like the freshest smell ever. So yeah, I love smelling my period.
Maybe you're right that Lindsay is a little bit more into it than I am.
Maybe mine is borderline a kink.
I do smell my underwear though, not all the time, but
I'm not like,
I'm not like, and like, right, today's the notes are woody.
My next assumption, all 4 of your parents are from Dublin based on the evidence that you talk about people from the country. like they're another race. We are so sorry if we do that. We like that was actually good, and this is why I actually find benefit in these kind of, it's uncomfortable to hear things about yourself, but like also if we are doing that and making people from the country seem like we view you as a different race or like ostracizing you in any way, we don't want that, because we actually love going down to the country, and like we're going to Cork on Friday. We have loved our little tour that we did last year, meeting you all, and truly, like, my friends from college who were ever not from Dublin had such sexy tales for being from the country and stuff like that. So I love the country girl lives. I think we're just joking sometimes when we maybe...
I think people don't like it when we refer to the country as the country.
Totally.
And I get that. I know, but I think you are right. We are Dubs through and through.
Both were parents.
And my family... my mum's side has done like a family tree, and so does my dad's, and I'm Dublin, just pure Dublin for years and years and years. Although Claffey is an Offaly name. Shout out to my Offaly people. My Midland hoes. But we say the country, and that is such a Dublin thing to do, but even Evan slags me over because I'm like, the country. He's like, where? What county? What are you talking about? It's not a
woke.
It's not a monogamous thing, but
it's not cool that we say that.
No, it's not. But
so that was actually something that, like, an assumption that is going to help us grow.
But I bet you guys say, like, the city or whatever. So, this is how people talk sometimes, and we don't mean any harm by it, is what I mean.
No. You are secretly frenemies.
Frenemies? No, God, I wouldn't be able to spend as much time with someone that I hate.
Also, why would we set up a
business
podcast in a business?
That would be crazy. Lindsay and I, you have to realise, like, Lindsay and I talk all day, every day, see each other at least 3 times a week, also hang out in our spare time with each other. Like, if she was a frenemy of mine, dear God, I would have, like, I got her to buy me out of the company already.
But also, in saying that, like, when you think about all the time that we spend together, when you hear, like, say, little disagreements or, like, cutting off each other on the podcast or that kind of things, that can, I think, the hope, because girls and we ourselves as well are like drama seekers, so you would hope that like those little cut-offs or those little tension-filled moments in the podcast would then escalate into the background of us being like, what the fuck are you saying on the fucking podcast, putting me down, it's non-stop. But like those are just little, like, it's like having a relationship with a guy. When you're hanging out with someone for like a long period of time, you're gonna have little like naggy things, but it doesn't transcend.
We just choose to put it in the podcast, which I think is funny, but it's real, baby.
It's real. This one. This one was like, ouch.
Jenny thinks the constant frog in her throat equals a raspy voice, which equals sexy, when in reality it's annoying AF when she has to clear her throat every 5 minutes in the podcast. Cut down on the cigs. I don't smoke, bitch.
We vape, brah.
And I barely even vape with that, and I'm sorry if I have to clear my throat a lot, but I would prefer to clear my throat than have a weird voice on the podcast. And also, I don't know if do I have a raspy voice?
No, but you do clear your throat more maybe than me. But I think that's just your throat.
I think it is just my throat, and I think it's because I talk a lot and I don't take breaks to breathe.
And then swallow the saliva, and then she has to cough a little. I mean, that's such a weird thing to point out on someone, because it's literally how her body functions, like that she has to do that sometimes.
And I try and not do it like I try and not do it annoying. So I am extremely sorry, but
I was only talking to my dad about this on the way, because he drove me to the train, and he was like, because my mum and dad do like home groups and stuff, and he was like, anytime I was speaking, I was kind of like rubbing my leg, and my mum afterwards was like, you're always rubbing your leg when you're chatting, just chat and use your hands. And he was like, I didn't even notice. It's just,
and then
like,
he gets really insecure.
And then you're like, so now next time we're recording the podcast, Jenny's gonna be like, she won't want to be like.
Oh, here's a good one. The confidence you guys exude is shallow and conditional. If you had no access to fake tan or hair removal procedures, the confident veneer would dissolve. You're both deeply invested in what men think of you, perhaps Lindsay more so, as you yearn to love anal and obey the commands to be totally hairless. In your mind, it's all for you, but heaven forbid you expose a man to even one unshaven hair or not to be tanned/orange. Hang me out to dry.
Just let that sink right in.
There's a lot to process here. I would disagree that our confidence is shallow and conditional and based upon beauty procedures, because that can only go so far. I'm 30 years old, Lindsay's 32. The confidence that we are at the moment, I think, has taken us each and every single one of those years to get up to. And it's definitely not based on fake tan and beauty procedures. However, I would be lying to say that looking good does help me feel confident. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
It's something I've been thinking about the past year as I'm growing older, because I've definitely, I think, like, you know, through Instagram and social media and everything, like, there is so much emphasis put on looks and grooming and skincare, and that's, you know, what we're flooded with every day on Instagram and social media and even television. And I've just really thought that, like, as I'm getting older, into my 30s, and they're moving so fast, I'm going to have to rely on something deeper than just my physical appearance, because that is, like, not going to last, you know?
It's ephemeral, it, like, will disappear at some point.
So I do definitely feel more confident when I'm tanned, hair done, makeup on, but I spend most of my week not doing that. I don't really, I'm not one of those people who is like looking good every day. I cannot be arsed. Even though I know it does make me feel better and lift my mood, I still cannot be arsed doing it. So I don't think we put too much emphasis on that, because surely we would look, you know, groomed as fuck every single day.
I'm definitely
such high
not.
importance.
There's a reason why we're not those people who are like on Instagram stories like every single day, because I'm like, I love
selfies every day.
Yeah, I just can't be arsed.
If I look good, you'll see it, because I'll be like, yay, finally I look good.
And then you care about
fake tan is probably the one beauty product that really lifts my confidence. Like, I will feel down if I don't have fake tan on, and as soon as I drag a mitt over my bod, the next morning I'll be feeling so much more lifted. I'll enjoy my day more. It's shit, it's stupid, it's dumb, but it's,
I don't think so. I think it's actually there's a bit of deep-rooted kind of like a very specific type of misogyny. That's I never talk about misogyny, but I do feel that the hatred towards women who enjoy beauty products and who enjoy grooming and enjoy enhancing their looks is often looked down upon by other women as shallow. And I think that if you get your confidence from putting on fake tan, or if you get your confidence from going to college, I think that that's really derogatory towards a certain type of person. And it's also very myopic, because I think that you're looking at someone who cares about beauty as a very specific type of person, and you're looking at them as a singular entity, and that like they only care about beauty, whereas you can care about beauty and you can care about a lot of things.
Exactly.
And thank you for coming to my TED Talk. But also I would like to touch upon that you are investing in what men think of you, and you, heaven forbid, you expose a man to unshaven hair. That's also completely unsustainable. Like, we're both like in relationships. Lindsay's been obviously on and off with Jimmy for years and years and years. He's seen the woman give birth. Like, I've been in long-term relationships. Of course, there are aspects of like your human body that I have no problem sharing with a boyfriend. That's intimacy as well. Like, but I wouldn't be the type personally who'd be like, the minute I start going out, I stop shaving my legs.
Let's talk about the like anal and obeying that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I haven't done it, so I haven't obeyed any command to do anal.
No. She's saying that you yearn to do anal and you obey the commands to be hairless.
Well, no one has ever commanded that I be hairless. That's just something I get thrush when I had hair. I'm lasered now, but like, I just find it really uncomfortable. I wear shorts that are bet up my hole, so that alongside a muff just was not working for me.
Not everyone has a political stance on pubes. Some it's just aesthetic.
Like, I mean, I just don't like the feeling of them or the look. And I wear stuff that I don't really want hair coming out. It's just not what I like. Go fuck yourself. But Lindsay doesn't eat much, assuming because your legs are so skinny. In other words, how do I get your legs, gal? Amputation.
You don't, Lindsay doesn't have a huge appetite, but she does eat. But like,
yeah,
but you're not like, I have a really, really, really big appetite as a person. Like, I could sit down with a lad and eat as much as them. Lindsay, I just know from us eating, Lindsay would eat like maybe, I don't know, 80% of what I eat. Not that much smaller, but a little bit smaller.
No,
but she's not like a food-oriented kind of gal. But that's also just genetics. If you see her sisters, they all have fat legs.
Yeah, so my nan had fab legs. My nan met my granddad because she used to work in a bookshop, and she was running up the little ladder to get a book, and he like fancied the whole off her legs.
So it is genetics also. Yeah. Lindsay keeps getting back with Jimmy because she thinks he's the only man that gets her vibe.
That was an interesting one, and I liked some of them were like really nice about the Jimmy stuff. He gets my vibe. It is nice, and it's like muscle memory in a sense of like, I was dating, I was seeing other people, and then me and Jimmy were like doing the handover with Luna. We were hanging out as a family sometimes, and I did like really miss just the history that we have. And I think I was talking to my friend about this the other day. Sometimes when you're like looking through, like say, messages from old boyfriends or friends, and you really notice the imprint of like in jokes you have, memories from years ago. Like Jimmy knew Rilo from when he was 3 or something, and so he's really still invested in my history and my kind of person as a whole. We went through so much together. So
I think this is more about getting your crazy vibe.
My crazy vibe,
as in like, you know, the way I think it means that you think he's the only guy who gets you being like Lindsay, like and like online, and he knows all that.
Yeah, I'd say so. He just kind of, it's not a thing.
It doesn't freak him out.
Where like a lot of men liked it and like my humor and like my craziness, but they like it more as in like, are you
From
in
afar.
a museum? I'm,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
You are rude to people who you don't consider edgy, and girls which you consider to be basic bitches.
Okay.
Well, basic bitches to me now is the edgy bitches. Everyone's edgy, everyone's so out there with their style, everyone is like kooky, crazy, different girl. Everyone's like basic bitch equals feminism to me now. Like that's why it was so boring. Like being political is like basic now.
Basic to me is more like not even how you look. Like I think so often it's kind of put on like a certain look of people, but like Lindsay and I are friends with, I don't give a fuck how people dress or look or what they're interested in once they're like sound people. But basic isn't even really in our vernacular. I know we always go like, that's a basic as a joke on the podcast, but like we don't go around.
I like that word because it came from Kate Moss.
Yeah.
That's the only reason. I never would be like, she's
But
basic.
what I
that's
mean
basic.
is like we're on the reg, like we're not on a bus being like, look at that basic.
No.
Like no. And I also would say that we're definitely not rude to people who don't look like us. That's so horrible to think.
I remember once years ago on Snapchat, I was doing a tattoo and I put the girl up and someone wrote back, obviously meaning to send it to a friend, and they were like, see, I told you she only hangs around people who look like her. Because the girl had brown hair and stuff.
That's funny because it's like me and you look alike.
I know,
and
and then my sisters are obviously like my siblings, so they look like me.
Yeah, but no, I don't think that Lindsay and I only like edgy people. If anything, edgy people turn me the fuck off because they're usually, a lot of the time in Dublin, can be extremely pretentious, self-involved, social climbing, and I'm just down with people who I think are fun and cute. So that has been it, guys. Thank you so much for sending in all your assumptions, harsh though they may have been. I think we can always take them and learn from them and grow, and
we're growing, we're moving to the country.
This is like that
We
emoji, the dancing woman.
We are flamencoing our way into being more welcoming and kind to people.
However,
Jenny won't cough anymore. I'll continue to smell my underwear. Thank you so much for all your assumptions. They actually do help because it's a really unique way to find out how people are absorbing your person. So I appreciate the add-ons, even though some of them are harsh. I take them, I welcome them with open arms and legs.
And just so you know, if you're still watching, which hopefully you are, we are going to be answering some ones which are even harsher over on GALZ, which is our subscription-based podcast. So you can go to patreon.com/GALZ podcast, sign up to there and listen to other ones which are kind of talking about our looks, talking about our sex lives, talking about our oral sex skills.
Talking about our jealousy, whether we're jealous of each other, each other's partners, each other's followers.
So go over there, subscribe, and we'll be back to you guys with another video next week.
Yeah. Bye.